This is ABC 7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. A study on a homeless nonprofit in Bradenton conducted by University of South Florida students has found a staggering economic impact of serving the county's less fortunate. ABC 7's Adam Cellini is joining us from Turning Points in Bradenton with more. Adam.
Yeah, Haley, thank you very much. I am up in Bradenton, and behind me you can see the Bill Galvano One-Stop Center operated by Turning Points for the underserved in this area. Now, this center operates with about a $2.5 million budget every year, and that may be a bargain because these USF students are claiming that their services save Manatee County over $40 million every year. Volunteers at the Bill Galvano One-Stop Center in Bradenton have always known they're making a difference, but now that difference has a number, $43 million.
I was quite amazed at the final numbers and how the report quantified the things that we knew we were doing. It was very gratifying to see those numbers.
Turning Point's director Adeli Roser and a former board member approached USF's Muma College of Business about conducting the study last year. Students looked at the number of people who utilized Turning Point's health and social services and calculated how much it would cost if those people ended up in places like emergency rooms or jails instead.
A lot of that, I think 22 million of it, was coming from the services that we provide that are medical or dental. So that is the biggest program that gives us the biggest return.
County Commissioner Carol Whitmore says the study was no surprise after 5 years of volunteering as a nurse at Turning Points.
Those numbers are very realistic, and thank God we have them because we don't have a taxing district like Sarasota County does. We don't receive over $50 million a year for indigent care. We don't have that, so thank God we got Turning Points.
While local businesses are often wary to set up shop near a homeless service, neighbors of Turning Point says it beats the alternative.
Any small inconveniences that may occur, which we really haven't seen any problems at all, are far worth it to have some place like this that is doing so much good for the community.
Roser hopes the study will help fight the stigma.
It helps people realize where their investments are going and that they can have and do have a huge impact in the social service arena.
And for those homeowners who are concerned about how homeless centers like Turning Points affect their property values, well, the students took a look at that as well, and what they found was that the residential property values closest to Turning Points averaged out significantly higher than those that were just outside the researched area. Live in Bradenton, I'm Adam Cellini. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Adam. A follow-up now on a fire that caused extensive damage to a Bradenton pawn shop. Investigators say the fire at the Adams family pawn shop last Wednesday was caused by an electrical problem. The state fire marshal's office and the Bradenton Fire Department conducted the investigation. Officials say the fire may have been sparked by a faulty piece of equipment. The fire caused $1 million worth of damage to the shop's inventory. A mass exodus of officers at the Venice Police Department has many city officials concerned. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley is joining us with more on that. Christopher.
Oh, good evening, Haley. We first told you about this story yesterday. 14 police officers have left the Venice Police Department over the last several months. The main cause of this mass exodus is a discrepancy over pay. Some officers were hired without a step-up program, meaning no matter how much training they did or how many years they've served on the force, they wouldn't get paid anymore. Many of them have transferred to neighboring agencies. However, many other officers got paid more if they did more training and stayed with the agency. This has upset many officers who are losing out.
It wasn't what I signed up for, let's just say that. But at the same time, it doesn't change the way I do my job.
There's a lot of time and money spent in hiring officers and building their careers, and then for them to leave and go to another agency isn't the best financially, fiscally responsible way of operating the police department.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, we'll dive deeper into this issue, including hearing more from the chief of police and a Venice council member about sending more money the way of the police department. Haley?
Thank you, Christopher. For the second time in 2 years, Nathan Benderson Park in Sarasota has been selected to host the U.S. Rowing Youth National Championships. The championships serve as the premier junior rowing event in the nation. Around 1,500 athletes representing more than 150 teams across the country will travel to the Suncoast for this competition. All athletes vying for national titles in 18 boat classes. In 2015, Nathan Benderson hosted the championships, which resulted in an estimated economic impact of more than $6 million for the area. The park will host this event again June 9th through the 11th, 2017.
They've had to fight and claw and drag that boat.
And the boat just explodes forward.
You can get into the Olympic spirit by watching a special screening of The Boys of 36. The documentary tells the compelling story of 9 young men from the University of Washington who took the rowing world by storm when they captured the gold medal at the 1936 Olympic Games in Berlin. Nathan Benderson Park in Sarasota will host a free screening of this film this Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Families can head out and bring some lawn chairs, blankets, and snacks. The movie will also air on our local PBS station Wednesday, August 2nd. That's pretty cool. What a great story. Now we'll head over to Bob and get a check on our forecast. A lot of lightning thunder this afternoon.
I'll tell you, all those guys looked like they were in great shape, right? That's a very good exercise to do. Not the best exercise to do when there's lightning around, Haley. And there's been some pretty big storms earlier this afternoon, right around 3 o'clock. A tremendous amount of rainfall across parts of west central Florida and into west of I-75. We haven't seen a lot of that this summer yet, but now that shower activity has, for the most part, come to an end, and it's cooled things down nicely across parts of the coast. And inland areas are getting inundated by some very heavy rainfall. Now, rainfall rates up to 2.5 to 3.5 inches an hour, with some extreme lightning strikes occurring near Wauchula and near Sebring. And get a look at this. This is the east coast breeze moving to the west, and then the outflow boundary of one storm kind of colliding right there just north of Arcadia, and that's intensifying that storm somewhat. Have to keep an eye on that cell for the possibility of severe weather. We'll have more on our weather forecast coming up in a few minutes. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Bob. The gunman in Monday's fatal courthouse shooting in Michigan has been identified. 44-year-old Larry Darnell Gordon was able to disarm an officer who was escorting him to a hearing inside the Berrien County Courthouse. Gordon shot and killed 2 bailiffs before police officers returned fire, killing him. Gordon also shot a deputy and a civilian. Those 2 are expected to recover. Authorities say the suspect was handcuffed in the front when he was able to break free.
We move people every day. Every courtroom moves people from holding cells to the courtroom. Safety is the utmost, and this is an unfortunate situation where this inmate who wanted to break out was able to overpower our deputy and get his weapon.
Gordon was an inmate awaiting court appearances on several charges. Jordan Spieth is the latest and one of the greatest golfers to withdraw his name from the Rio Olympics over fears of the Zika virus. Spieth joins Jason Day, Dustin Johnson, and Rory McIlroy in deciding to skip the games. That means the top 4 players will be absent from the 60-player field. International Golf Federation President Peter Dawson is venting his frustrations over these withdrawals. He says it's disappointing there have been so many on the men's side, and that it's wonderful all of the women have been supportive. Still to come on your Suncoast News, repairing and healing damaged eye surfaces, how some surgeons are using part of the placenta to treat eye diseases and other medical problems.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
Dog days of summer got you down? Beat the heat with huge summer savings during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll feel cooler than ever when you drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999, or take home a stylish new Jeep Renegade for just $18,599. How about a new 2016 Jeep Patriot for just $14,999? Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
That's Chuck, proud homeowner, regular do-it-yourselfer. Today he's attempting an electrical repair. This is Pablo. He's an electrician with Mr. Sparky. How's he doing, Pablo?
Terrible, Mike.
Yeah. What Chuck doesn't realize is that almost 68,000 home fires are caused every year by electrical problems.
What?
If you don't have the proper tools and training, he's liable to start the next one.
Little help here!
That's what I'm talking about.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You might want to write that number down.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Eye doctors are now using part of the placenta, yes, placenta, to help patients with several ocular surface diseases. ABC 7's Alex Redmond has more information on this. Alex.
Thanks, Haley. The placenta carries therapeutic properties that protect an unborn child, but the healing power travels far beyond the womb.
At first glance, it looks like a contact lens, but it comes from the human body.
It's amazing that you can take parts of the placenta and recycle it.
When it comes to technology for helping people see, amniotic membrane from the placenta is allowing people to have clear vision.
So human placenta, of course, wraps the embryonic tissue of unborn babies, and after they're born, we can actually use that tissue, which has so many natural properties.
Dr. Scott Hahn says Procara inserts contain harvested tissue provided by an FDA-regulated tissue bank and are used for conditions including corneal scars, chemical burns, even dry eyes.
The green area represents the open wound, and then this is after treatment. You can see the area is actually closed now.
This is patient Irene Hartley-Heil.
Well, I thought I needed the prescription changed in my lens.
Before her procedure.
Just things are fuzzy. I mean, that's really all I can say.
We're going to use this procedure to decrease inflammation, decrease scar tissue formation, and to promote healing.
Numbing drops are placed in the eye. The small translucent disc carries the membrane of human placenta tissue.
That slowly melts, and as it melts, that's when it releases all the healing factors that are going to get your eye better.
And in less time than you can say, "Give me better vision."
Look up towards the ceiling. So it's roughly the size of a quarter, you know.
It's in.
And that's it, it's in.
It takes about a week for the tissue to have its effects with most people, says Dr. Hahn.
And then we remove what's left over, the ring. Once it's removed, the healing effect actually continues. So even though the membrane is gone, the melted parts of it absorb onto the eye, into the eye, and continue to heal up to a month.
Placentas used to prepare Procara inserts are donated by consenting mothers following C-section, and they're tested for infectious disease. amniotic membrane is also used to treat foot wounds in diabetic patients, which is pretty interesting. Back to you, Haley.
Quite amazing. Thank you, Alec. Now we'll head over to Bob and get a check on our forecast.
Haley, it's all dependent upon where you live as far as what the weather was this afternoon. Get a look at this. KC Key webcam looking out over the Gulf of Mexico. Just a beautiful afternoon. Spectacular. No rain around at all, and nice calm conditions out there on the water. Seas running less than 2 feet. Just to the north, though, Longboat Key had some rain, as well as near Siesta Key and Palmer Ranch getting some rainfall. Look at this explosion of storms, too, in the interior portions of our viewing area. Some very heavy rainfall there into Highlands County. Had a severe thunderstorm warning earlier in northeast Highlands County, well to the east of Sebring. That has since expired, but we'll have to keep an eye on these storms now making their way toward Wauchula, as a lot of the interaction of the sea breeze fronts as well as the outflow boundaries from previous storms kind of coming together all at once there, causing the storms to be a little bit more intense throughout this region. We take a look at the 3D slice of one of these storms in particular, up to 60,000 feet. When you get a storm that high during this time of year, there's always the potential for some small hail. We saw that earlier near Lakewood Branch, and we have got the hail layer over the top of the rain. You can see some spotty areas indicating at least Doppler indicated hail occurring near Sebring. Pea-size hail also just to the north of Arcadia. Lots of lightning too, and we saw that earlier with the storms that moved through the west coast of Florida, or just to the west of I-75, and some very heavy rainfall, over 1.5 inches estimated in some places near Palmetto, just near Bradenton, nearly 1.5 inches. Not as much out at Anna Maria Island though, and Siesta Key avoiding the heavy downpour, although the Gulf Gate region getting nearly 1 inch of rain. Well, again, the flow is now more out of the south and southeast, which always allows us to see those afternoon and evening thunderstorms become rather intense. We saw that yesterday with a reported tornado near Duet, and it looks like this afternoon big storms as well firing off in the interior portions of our viewing area. 81 degrees of benefits, so, of these showers, cooling things down a little bit. Dew point is at 74. The high today, nearly a record once again, 95 degrees, and the record high 96, so 1 degree shy of that. That was set back in 1989 when it got up to 96 degrees. The low was pretty close to average at 76, and nearly 1 inch of rainfall at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. Still below average for the month, though, at 2.14 inches below average. Well, it's rained in Jacksonville, Tallahassee, and Pensacola, all into the upper 70s to low 80s. It hasn't in Miami or Key West, for that matter. And temperatures now starting to cool down into Sebring. They were up into the low 90s earlier. 86 in Arcadia with some thunder rumbling there, and 89 now in Venice Gardens. Well, tonight, there is still a chance that East Coast breeze will make it all the way over and break down the West Coast breeze later on this evening. A chance for a few scattered showers near the coast up around 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then most of the action winding down after 11. Tomorrow, sunshine to start the day. Showers and storms developing along that sea breeze front. Some of those could be intense, especially inland areas late in the afternoon and evening. So this pattern will stick around, it looks like, at least through the weekend. And things may change down the road next week as a result of some Saharan dust headed our way. Southeast winds turn to the west at 5 to 10 knots for boaters. Seas running less than 2 feet. A light chop in the bays and inland waters. Water temperature now a steamy 90 degrees, and the tides upcoming. High tide will be at 8:01, a low tide will be at 1:56. Tonight, a few evening storms are still possible, warm and muggy, mid-70s, and then for tomorrow, we do it all over again. Afternoon showers and storms, high temperatures in the low 90s, mid-90s inland, and it looks like the rain chance staying fairly close to seasonal averages, which is right around 40 to 50%, riding in through Tuesday of next week. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. FHP now says the southbound lanes of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge are expected to remain closed overnight. A tanker had a tire blowout on the bridge this morning and caught fire. But as you can see, it appears traffic is moving smoothly now on the bridge at this hour. Another Tesla Model X crashed while in autopilot mode. It's the third serious accident apparently tied to the self-driving feature. This time it happened in Montana. Police say the driver was headed from Seattle to Yellowstone National Park when he crashed on a 2-lane highway near Cardwell Saturday morning. Neither the driver nor his passenger were hurt, but the accident was serious enough that the car lost its front passenger side wheel. Christmas in July is here. Amazon's Prime Day is back for a second year, and people are pretty happy about it. The online retail giant is offering 24 hours of discounts on more than 100,000 products. New deals are popping up every 5 minutes, available only to Prime subscribers who pay $99 a year for their membership. Some of the big discounts are on large screen TVs and Amazon devices like its Echo, Kindle, and Fire TV products. But Amazon's competition is creeping in. Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and Macy's among the major retailers introducing Black Friday deals in July. It just keeps getting more expensive at Starbucks. The Seattle-based coffee chain is increasing prices slightly on brewed coffee, espresso, and tea latte beverages at company-run stores in the U.S. Select sizes of brewed coffee are jumping 10 to 20 cents, while prices on espresso and lattes will be going up 10 to 30 cents. The announcement comes a day after Starbucks announced it would boost the base pay of employees and managers by 5% or more. Got to make it up somewhere, I guess. Entertainment news is next.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, our gadget guru brings beach must-haves from Suncoast Adventures, plus the Sarasota Improv Festival, Suncoast for Sale, and Philippi Creek Village.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Florida Studio Theater presents the 8th Annual Sarasota Improv Festival, July 14th through 16th. 3 days of non-stop comedy with 18 groups from New York City, Atlanta, Austin, Boston, Chicago, Columbia, Canada, Orlando, and more. The laughter will be unlimited. Don't miss what Daly City says is non-stop lunacy. Featured acts will include premier improv group Impro Theater. Improv Festival passes and tickets are on sale now. 941-366-9000 or visit floridastudiotheater.org.
Come uncork your inner artist at Painting with a Twist. Bring your favorite bottle of wine and appetizers and enjoy an evening out with friends to celebrate any special occasion. It's perfect for a girls' night out, birthday parties, or a fun date night. Painting with a Twist offers 2 or 3 hour classes that are instructed by local artists, and there is no experience required. We now have 2 convenient locations in Sarasota and Bradenton. Visit our website to view our calendar and schedule your next party today.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
We are delighted to have Dr. Kaminsky join our team at the Totola Cancer Center.
I'm a radiation oncologist. I was at the National Institutes of Health, most recently at the Medical College of Georgia, specialized in central nervous system cancers, prostate cancers, and other types. At the Totola Cancer Center, we have a level of technology that is second to none.
He has a great wealth of knowledge and shares the same passion that we have for patient care.
My family and I are happy to be here in Sarasota and excited to treat our patients here at the Totola Cancer Center.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Bill Cosby is making some changes to his legal team. According to the comedian's spokesperson, defense attorney Christopher Tabak will be replaced with Angela Agrusa in his pending criminal and civil litigation. Details of the change unclear. More than 50 women have accused Cosby of sexual misconduct. Some have filed civil lawsuits, but the case in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania is the only criminal prosecution. USA Network is postponing the premiere of its new series called Shooter. The series was set to debut next week, but the network is delaying it because of the recent tragic events in Dallas and elsewhere. The series stars Ryan Phillippe as an ex-Marine sniper who is coaxed back into action after he learns about a plot to kill the president. It will now debut on July 26th. And Chris Harrison of ABC's The Bachelor will be back to host this year's Miss America pageant. This will be his 8th year fronting the tiara and ball gown extravaganza. He'll be joined by Sage Steele from ESPN's NBA Countdown. Love her. Miss America will air on Sunday, September 11th, right here on ABC 7. The New York City firehouse where Ghostbusters operated their ghoulish business is getting a makeover. Fire station number 8 in Manhattan will get a $6 million renovation. The station was featured in the 1984 Ghostbusters movie, as well as the 2005 movie Hitch. Renovations are expected to be complete by next year. The new Ghostbusters movie, by the way, comes out this Friday. And remember, it's an all-women cast, and it's set to be pretty funny because those ladies are fantastic. We'll be right back.